Hey, hey, yo, what up, Blue Five? 1, 2, 3, 4, L. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Who else is rocking with me today? Sean John 2105. What up? What up, Sean? What up, Tarshell, Janisha, Dr. Valerie Peanut. Hey, Melissa the coach. What up, what up? A mighty woman of God, Lisa J. Latanya. Hey, 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 hey. What's going on? Thank you for sharing, Melissa, Ronnie. I saw you shared, and everybody that has shared so far. I appreciate it. Straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. Hey, Joyce, Rashida. Hey, what's going on? Chef La is in the building. AK Reed, Frozen 1, 2, 3, Princess Fumi. How y'all doing this sunny Friday afternoon? The sun is out. The sun is out finally. Finally, finally, finally. Yo, man. What's up, music? Let's see. Music, Smiley F3. You did your budget, Joyce? I am proud of you. I am proud of you. You're going to win. You're going to win. For those of you who don't know who I am Talent. What up? Oh, what's up, Jay? What up, Ron? I am Talent, one half of His and Her Money. My beautiful wife is the other half. You can find us at hisandhermoney.com. 9 years ago, hey, what's up, Bree? 9 years ago, my wife and I worked our way out of debt, and we have made it our mission to help as many people as possible to do the same. So that's why we do what we do on a regular basis. We have the website. We have hisandhermoney.com. I listen to your, what's up, Marlon? We appreciate you listening to our show. What's up, Treasure for Life? We have the podcast, like somebody just mentioned, called the His and Her Money Show. You can grab that. You can download that for free on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, the Google Play, whatever. We got it there. We also have the YouTube channel, which is fantastic. You can watch our videos. We got like 223 YouTube videos. Love the YouTube video because see, even Ronnie's checking us out on YouTube. Appreciate you, bro. And we got like 223 videos on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/hisandhermoney to check all that content out. Do me a favor, man. We're going to be talking about 3 boxing moves that you can implement that will help improve your personal finance situation. So if you know somebody that could probably use this information, can you do me a favor really, really quick before I dive in and share this scope? You can swipe up on Android and hit share to all followers. Swipe to the right on Apple and hit invite all followers. I truly appreciate everybody that's taking a moment to share this scope. So we're going to jump right into it, man. 3 moves, 3 boxing moves. I grew up watching boxing. My father boxed a little bit when he was young. My grandfather boxed a whole lot, and he even had a boxing gym of his own. And so boxing is in my family, and so I grew up enjoying watching the sport of boxing. And I wanted to box. My dad said that he was going to give me boxing lessons, but it never happened. So I ended up playing football, but oh well. Boxing is one of my favorite sports. Now I've kind of gravitated away from boxing and into UFC. I'm a way, way, way bigger UFC fan now than I am a boxing fan, but I still check in with boxing every now and then for some of the fights. So some of these moves are kind of second nature to me, but maybe you've never heard of them, so I don't know. So the first move, number 1, I think everybody has heard of this because the greatest boxer of all time made this move famous. A gentleman by the name of Muhammad Ali. Maybe you've heard of him. I don't know. Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer of all time, and one of his most famous fights was against George Foreman. And actually, everybody thought that Muhammad Ali was going to lose the fight because Muhammad Ali was older. George Foreman was much younger, much bigger, much stronger than Ali, and so everybody was picking George Foreman to win this fight. I mean, from the outside looking in, it kind of made sense. Looking at where they both were in their careers at that time, George Foreman would have been the smarter pick. However, Muhammad Ali proved everybody wrong by pulling off the victory. And the key to his victory in that particular fight was a move that is our first move in this scope that we're going to talk about, and it's called the rope-a-dope. Everybody type that in there, rope-a-dope, rope-a-dope. That's the first move that I need you guys to start applying to your personal finance situation. Here we go, rope-a-dope, rope-a-dope, rope-a-dope. Essentially what it was Muhammad Ali spent the first good percentage of the fight not trying to go blow for blow with George Foreman, because that would have been a terrible strategy. Because again, George Foreman was younger, George Foreman was stronger, so to get into a fist fight with George Foreman would have been a sure way to lose the fight. So what Muhammad Ali did was he made George Foreman use all of his energy against him using a move called the rope-a-dope. So Muhammad Ali essentially had his back up against the ropes, had his defense up, and George was just pounding and pounding. Ali was playing defense the whole time. He's blocking and blocking and blocking. So what's happening? Muhammad Ali is keeping his strength. Muhammad Ali is not getting tired, but George Foreman is wearing himself out trying to penetrate what Muhammad Ali is doing. So after George Foreman tires himself out, all of a sudden you see Ali drop him down, start going after him, and there was nothing George Foreman could do at that point because he was so tired, and Muhammad Ali ended up winning. So now how do you apply the rope-a-dope in your personal finance situation? Number one is the obvious. Your rope-a-dope is your budget. It's your monthly budget, because life is going to throw a bunch of punches your way, all in the effort to drain your bank accounts, all in the effort to snatch away the money that you go to work every single day to earn. And if you don't have your stance up, if you don't have your stance to be where, well, you know, I said this the other day, if you all don't like the word budget, change your vocabulary and just call it your spending plan. Change the connotation, the way you look at it. Your spending plan is your rope-a-dope strategy, because as life is throwing its best shot at you, if you have your defense up, which is your budget, there's no way for it to drain your money, because you are implementing a strategy for which your money is going to be spent. And that way, as the obstacles come and they can't seem to penetrate, they lose their strength, they lose their stamina, and they lose their effectiveness against you to drain your money. So you got to budget consistently, and you got to be smart with your budget. One of the big things that people forget when they're budgeting, and it's the cause of them stopping so often, they forget to put fun inside their budget. Like, all they have in there is bills. You have to have fun inside your budget too. You have to have room to, you know, have a night out or go to the movies, but put it in the budget. Plan ahead of time to have fun, your nails, your hair. Like, don't just make a budget that's just like you paying bills, you paying bills, you paying bills, you paying bills, because you know what? You're going to give up. You're going to get tired of budgeting. You're going to say, oh, I'm so sick of this. I'm living so tight. I am so sick of this. That's because your plan didn't include any type of fun. So if you're going to be in this thing, and listen, if you want to achieve debt freedom, if you truly desire to achieve debt freedom, you won't do it without budgeting consistently. You won't. You won't. Ty and I have interviewed like 150 people that have gotten out of debt. We personally have gotten out of debt. And the key for all of us is that we learned how to budget consistently and we stuck to it. And so when life comes and just constantly swinging at you, if you got your budget, your spending plan in place, you got your guards up. You got your guards up. And when it's time to spend money, you can put your guards down. You can start swinging. You can start going out. You can start knocking bills out. You can start having fun. Why? Because you plan to. Because you plan to. Because you planned to. So you got to have fun inside your budget. You have to be consistent with your budget. That means you're doing it every single month before the month begins. You're doing it every single month before the month begins, because each month is a new round in the fight. It's a new round in the fight. So just because you budgeted last month don't mean you get to take this month off. So you got to be consistent. And you also have to be accountable. You also have to be accountable, because if you're not accountable, it'll be so easy for you to get off the hook. Yes, budget your tithes and offerings first. That's the first line on our budget. That's the first line on our budget is our tithes and our offerings. Like if you literally saw our budget all the way at the top, item number 1 is tithes and offerings. So you are absolutely right, Joyce. Be accountable. You have to be accountable, because if you're not, you will fall off the wagon, because nobody's there to tell you, hey, don't do that. Hey, that's not a good move. Hey, what you're doing is going to lead you away from your financial goals instead of leading you to your financial goals. So if you're going to do a consistent and effective rope-a-dope strategy, you're going to need some accountability in your budgeting. So if you're married, that's your spouse. You guys working as a team, as a tandem against this war, against your debt. If you're single, you're finding a legit accountability partner, not your buddy, not your girl that's going to enable your bad spending habits, but somebody who's going to look you right in your eyeballs and say, nah, bruh, nah, sis, that's a bad move. You need to reconsider that. So if you're single, you need a show enough accountability partner, as Ty and I like to say, a show enough accountability partner. Somebody's going to look you square in the eye and tell you the honest truth. All right, so that's strategy number 1, rope-a-dope. Number two is made famous by, every boxer uses this next move. Like everybody who's a real legit boxer that knows what they're doing knows this move, but there was one boxer who used it to perfection, and that is Floyd Mayweather. Okay, this next strategy is mostly famous because of the strategy of fighting, or the style of fighting, of Floyd Mayweather. Okay, and Floyd Mayweather, I think he had about a 20-year career, I want to say, and he was totally undefeated, never lost a fight. I know, he had a lot of stuff going on outside the ring, which, we don't condone or agree with, but inside that ring, he was a force to be reckoned with. And what he's not known for, what Floyd Mayweather is not known for, is knocking people out. Floyd Mayweather is not known for knocking people out. You know what he's known for? Floyd Mayweather is undefeated, has a goose egg in the loss column, because he mastered one thing well. He mastered the art of not getting hit. Floyd Mayweather mastered his defensive abilities. Not necessarily his offense, but he was a master of defense in the ring. And so the next move that you need to apply, that's a boxing move, is to roll with the punches. Everybody type that down there. Roll with the punches. That's the next move, boxing move, that you need to apply to your personal finance situation. So let me talk about what rolling with the punches does. Okay? Because if you're in a fight, if you're in the ring, you got your gloves up, you're going to get hit. Okay? You're a fighter, right? Fighters get hit. There's no way to avoid that once you're inside the ring. Once the fight has begun, you're going to get hit. But what you can do to lessen the effectiveness of your opponent's punch is to roll with the punches. So as they punch, you're rolling. So you're still going to get hit, but it won't affect you as much as a direct hit would. So if they're swinging this way, now you're rolling this way. Then they come back, now you're rolling this way. That's called rolling with the punches. So the punches are coming. It's not that swings won't be taken at you, but if you learn to roll with the punches, those hits won't be as damaging to you in the long haul. Is everybody with me on that? So you have to roll with the punches. So a sure way that you must financially roll with the punches, put yourself in position to roll with the punches is you need an emergency fund. Why don't you have an emergency fund? As if life won't deal you a blow. The statistics are absolutely terrible. Something like 80% of people could not handle a $500 financial emergency without pulling out a credit card. That is awful. That is no way to set yourself up for financial success. You should have an emergency fund in place so that when those punches come, those tires need to be changed, those medical bills pop up, you have the resources to cover the emergency and keep fighting. What that does is it lessens the blow. It's not going to stop the blow, but it lessens the effectiveness of the blow. So if you are currently getting out of debt, Ty and I suggest that you have somewhere between $500 to $2,000 in a savings account. And all that totally depends on your level of income and the level of expenses that would be required of you in the case of an emergency. Now, if you are out of debt or you're in a better place financially, we love for you to have a fully funded emergency fund. For some people, they say 3 months of expenses, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months of expenses. That's totally up to you. Every family, every situation is different. But what you do is you look at how much your monthly expenses are, how much it would cost you to live for 1 month, and then you multiply it by that number. So if you want to get yourself a 3-month emergency fund, and you look at your 1 month expenses and you multiply by 3, you put that in a savings account only for emergencies. A clearance sale is not an emergency. A flash deal on a cruise is not an emergency. A job loss is an emergency. Would you have that? Oh, yeah. Separate account all day. You do not want your emergency fund anywhere near you. You want to make it difficult. That's a great question, by the way. You want to make it difficult for you to get to. So we did a teaching here on Periscope, and we told you that we have 14 bank accounts. 14 bank accounts. 13 of the 14 are at one bank, and that 14th account is at a bank clear across the town. That's our emergency fund, because what that does is it makes you think, is this really an emergency? When you make it difficult for you to get to that money, you start to think, you start to get creative. You start to say, is there something else we could do? So either I suggest, Ty and I teach you that you should put it in a bank that's, far away, an hour away, or whatever, across town. Or number 2, put it in an online savings account, because generally speaking, when you have your money in an online savings account, it takes about 2 days for you to get money out of the online account into your traditional brick and mortar account unless you pay the rush fee. And so again, it makes you think and get creative. Savings only with there's no need for a debit card on that, because that's only going to be for emergency situations. Only going to be for emergency situations. I listen to your podcast. Oh, we appreciate that. Grape 81010. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support. So, another thing, online savings account. Yes, there are tons. You can go to magnifymoney.com. They do a bunch of reviews on reputable online savings accounts. Another thing that a lot of people lack is insurance. And this is another rope-a-dope strategy, because you're either underinsured or you have no insurance, which is awful. And the biggest discrepancy is with life insurance. People just don't have life insurance and I don't know why. I don't know why. Because it's so important and it's so affordable. So why wouldn't you have life insurance? Now, I'm not talking about the crap that they peddle. They tell you, it's an investment, and just give us. I'm talking about term life insurance. Insurance is not an investment. I don't care what anybody says. Insurance is not an investment. You know what insurance is? It's insurance. Insurance is insurance. Okay? And so we don't know. Listen, I'm not trying to be morbid, but we're not God. We don't know when we're leaving. And it's irresponsible for us to be unwilling to pay $30 a month for life insurance in case our time comes and then our family is untaken care of, because we wouldn't pay $30 a month for term life insurance. But you pay $30 a week for Starbucks. Okay. What sense does that make? Your Frappuccino is more important than the wellness of your family in the event of your death. What sense does that make? You need life insurance, people. That's a rope-a-dope strategy. That lessens the blow, because a death, an unforeseen or unexpected death, is a heck of a blow. It's a heck of a blow. And if you don't put yourself and your family in position financially for that day, you're going to make that blow even worse. But you can lessen the blow by getting life insurance. You can go to hisandhermoney.com/policygenius. That's a company that we recommend, that we know well, that is trusted and trustworthy, in case you need life insurance. hisandhermoney.com/policygenius. Next, this is also another spot, another move that requires accountability. Listen, accountability is so huge in personal finance. I know the word personal is there, but sometimes you can't trust yourself. Sometimes community is what you need to be built up. And so we created a community called Smart Money Couples. If you go to smartmoneycouples.com, and somebody could type that for me real quick, smartmoneycouples.com. It's free, it don't cost you nothing, but it's a community of people all fighting their way to financial freedom. And so when those times come, when those blows come, part of your rope-a-dope strategy is being around like-minded people to say, hey man, this just happened, man, I'm down. This really took me off course. And those people can feed you and say, yo, I went through that too, but guess what, man? There's hope on the other side. There's hope on the other side. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. So part of your rope-a-dope strategy is to have good accountability. And so everybody's typing it in there, and I appreciate that. smartmoneycouples.com. Just ask us to join, and we'll let you in. And now you have accountability. You have a community of people that you can bounce ideas off when you're feeling up. We'll celebrate you when you're feeling down. We'll pick you up. And that's the point of having community, because those blows are going to come, but you can lessen the blow. You can roll with the punches by having the right amount of accountability around you. All right? And so the third and final strategy, third and final boxing move that will improve your personal finances comes from my favorite boxer of all time, Mr. Iron Mike Tyson. I loved Mike Tyson in his prime. Loved him, man. I mean, he was just a monster in the ring. Again, he had his challenges outside the ring. Don't condone it. But inside that ring, at the beginning of his career, nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. And so I remember one fight. I forget the opponent. Sugar Ray was the bomb too. Sugar Ray was the bomb too. One fight, Mike was being interviewed before the fight, and they was like, hey, you know, you've never fought nobody like this. You know, he's fast, he's quick, you know, he's very linear. And so how are you going to combat that, Mike? And Mike's quote was, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. He said, everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. Huh? You can't strategize for Mike, because he's just going to hit you, and you're gonna feel that hit. And so what does that mean for you? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Listen, we can't, Ty and I don't know how to drive this point home like any further. You have to get out of debt. Like, I want to grab this iPad and shake it. Stop being okay with being in debt. So what Mike Tyson had to say got to do with you? You have to aggressively punch debt in the face. Sally Mae wants to make your life miserable. And so does Bank of America and Chase. You need to punch them in the face by making aggressive payments for your debt to get out of debt sooner. Start now and finish strong. That's right. That's the motto. That's the motto. Right now, you need to start punching debt in the face. See, some of y'all so cute with your little debt payments. You make all your little minimums every month. You're like, oh yeah, I pay my little 25. I pay my little 15. That's cute. But you ain't never gonna get out of debt that way. You ain't never gonna experience financial freedom that way. You're just gonna be getting by to get by, and you're still gonna be getting beat up financially because you're not being aggressive. Stop just sticking to those little dumb minimum payments. Those minimum payments are designed to keep you in debt, not to help you get up out the debt. Okay? We have to be aggressive, like Mike Tyson was. Mike Tyson, when the bell would ring, he would run over there and just start punching people. He would just start punching until they went down. And that's how we have to attack our debt. We have to stop being okay with these student loans. We have to stop being okay with these car payments. We have to stop being okay with these credit card payments. It's not okay. The borrower is slave to the lender, according to the book of Proverbs. The borrower is slave to the lender, according to the book of Proverbs. So if you're okay with that, then you're okay with slavery. Being in debt is exhausting, Peanut. It is exhausting. I know. Ty and I lived that. And now that we're free, we want you all to be free too. But you know what? We was aggressive. We cut back on our expenditures aggressively, and we paid our debt aggressively, and we got out of debt. If you listen to the His and Her Money show, the podcast, there's nothing but people that did that, got out of debt. You can do it too. You can do it too. But you got to be aggressive. You got to punch it in the face, because you know what? All these financial institutions, they got a plan for you. But like Mike said, everybody got a plan till you hit them, till you punch them in the mouth. If you punch those student loan payments in the mouth, those car payments in the mouth, they got to get up out the way. And you get your freedom back. You get your checks back. And now that money goes to you instead of going to them every single month. It's all right, Joyce. Guess what? You can start now and finish strong. It don't matter how you got to where you are today financially. It don't matter how many moves that you made in the past that you regret. I made plenty of those too. But guess what? You can start now and finish strong. That's the whole matter. It don't matter about yesterday. Only thing we can control is today and tomorrow. Cannot do anything about yesterday. So no matter where you are in your personal finance situation, start now. Incorporate these 3 boxing moves into your personal finances and improve your situation. The government's not going to improve your situation. And for all my Christian brothers and sisters out there, faith without works is dead. So you can be waiting on God to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing all day long. But if you ain't got no works behind your faith, you don't have anything. Because the Bible says that faith without works is dead, not talent. All right? So it's time to get to work. We start now, today. Like I always say, I don't want to hear nothing about tomorrow. You got to start today. You got to start making moves today. And personal finances is not even about the stuff that you know. It's not even about the stuff that you say. It's about what you do. So what are you going to do differently starting today? Hey, I'm Talent, one half of hisandhermoney.com. Come and check us out at hisandhermoney.com. The podcast is there. YouTube.com/hisandhermoney for all of our video teachings. If you could do me a favor and tap on the screen with furious, reckless abandon to show your love for the content, we would appreciate it. Again, join us at Smart Money. Thank you, La. Join us at smartmoneycouples.com as well for accountability and community. Peace.